And a good happy Saturday. Good weekend Saturday to everybody. Today is December the 7th, 2019. My name is Jewel. Thank you so much for stopping by, checking out the weather with me as I try to go into this detailed forecast. Much stuff coming up, folks. There's a slight risk of some excessive rainfall over parts of Northern California. We got heavy mountain snow across the west and heavy snow for parts of the northern plains into the upper Mississippi Valley and upper Great Lakes, and the temperatures should be 10 to 15 degrees above average over parts of the northern, central plains, and high plains and into the southern high plains area. Now, there was a storm a couple of days ago looking like it was going to make up down here. It still is. We got some high pressures going on, pushing down, delaying, and we've got the cold air, plus the jet stream. All these things have factors into it as to where it may happen, what it may be. I'll have all of this coming up in the detailed forecast right here. So please, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Click that bell. Check off all. I would appreciate it so very much. Now, this is the NAM map. I'm going to turn it on. You can see it only goes up through Monday at 11 a.m. This is what should happen for the next few days. And we do have some severe weather that can also happen today in California, and I'll show you that in just a bit. Upper level energy over just off the west coast. It's going to move southeastward to the southwest by Monday. Now, an axis of moisture propelled by strong low-level winds is going to move into Northern California through tomorrow morning. And when this wind weakens, the system's going to produce some heavy rain over parts of Northern California and heavy snow at the higher elevations through tomorrow morning. Now, the heavy rain and local burn scars will aid in producing scattered flash flooding. That means you got to be careful and keep check on what's happening. It's going to be mainly localized today and tomorrow morning, and the rain and the snow will wind down by tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. Now, meanwhile, we got an upper level energy and a front in southwestern Canada. It should move southward into the Pacific Northwest by tomorrow morning, and this energy will aid in producing rain and higher elevation snow over the Pacific Northwest today into tonight. The rain and snow will wind down over the Pacific Northwest by tomorrow morning as this energy moves into the northern high plains. Now, the associated front moves into the northern high plains, northern plains, and moves eastward to the upper Great Lakes by tomorrow night into Monday. And this front, when it moves southward into the middle Mississippi Valley and central and southern plains, it's going to be there by Monday. Snow will develop over parts of the northern high plains and plains overnight tonight that will expand into the upper Great Lakes, upper Mississippi Valley by tomorrow afternoon. You guys need to be prepared for that. Let's just move this back just a little bit if we can here and let it run on through again if it will. Here we go right here. I want you to see this stuff as it happens. Now, the heaviest snows will develop over the northern high plains tomorrow afternoon. Now, that snow is going to move into the northern plains by tomorrow night and into the upper Mississippi Valley and Great Lakes region by Monday morning. Overnight, tomorrow night, the rain's going to develop over parts of the Ohio Valley, and that should expand into parts of the lower Great Lakes, Tennessee Valley by Monday morning. Overnight, tomorrow night, we got moisture. It's going to move into the parts of the southeast, mid-Atlantic, aiding in the development of some light rain over these areas Sunday into Monday. And you can see this rain is going to start right up in here. So that's what it's looking like today through Monday. Now I'm going to go a little further and I'm going to show you some more things you need to pay attention to. let's go ahead and knock this out, get it out of the way so everybody knows we do have this chance for some severe thunderstorms today. A few of these strong thunderstorms are possible across parts of Northern California this afternoon. And you also have a small, but it's there, chance of a tornado popping up in this area right here at 2%. So you need to be aware of what's going on in these areas. This is where the severe thunderstorms may pop up. We do have this little marginal chance here, and in that same area, we do have a chance of a tornado popping up. So please be aware of your skies and know what's going on. Now, let's check out the snow possibilities, okay? We're going to hop up and turn on this map. This is the 6-hour accumulation. We're just going to let it roll, and I'm going to tell you what to expect. Now, today and tomorrow, we got the heaviest of snows that are going to be likely across the Sierra and adjacent Northern California ranges, where these storm total snowfall amounts, they may exceed 4 feet in the highest terrain, but additional heavy snows, perhaps approaching or exceeding a foot, are forecast across the higher terrain of Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. Now, by tomorrow, Sunday, the best forcing within the defluent jet region at around 700 MB are most looking like they're going to shift eastward, and it's going to drive the heaviest snows into the Wasatch, Tetons, and Colorado Rockies area, where those areas could possibly get 8+ inches tomorrow. So if you're in the mountain areas, you need to watch out, okay? Now, looking like Monday and Tuesday, we got some cold air coming in, as we know. We're going to get to that in a moment, but ahead of this feature of the cold air, we got a wave of low pressure, and it's going to develop along this cold front, and it's going to be a quick thing, folks. It's going to race quickly eastward, and it's going to spread a swath of snowfall from the high plains eastward as far as Michigan. Modest mid-level photogenesis and a weak jet level defluence. It's going to combine to produce moderate snow. The trend with the overnight guidance is looking like it's been shifting everything a little bit further north, and the rapid progression of this feature, it should limit the total accumulation. However, we got a cold column of air now, and it's going to produce some fluffy snows, and probabilities are generally, I'm saying, less than 50% for 4 inches that you can expect in the vicinity of Lake Superior. But also, and around the Lake Superior area, you guys are going to have some lake effect enactment possible coming up maybe by Wednesday, and you're going to get a little bit more snow dropped on you. Now, what a lot of people down south been wanting to know, they're going, Joe, what's going to happen down here? I had somebody write me yesterday. I think they probably were in Texas. I'm not for sure, but they said, I knew it wouldn't snow. Well, that system just didn't show up yesterday because, okay, folks, we got a high pressure that's bringing this cold air down. We got another high pressure here. It's pushing everything down, so these things coming up are getting pushed down. They're not coming up as fast. But I'm going to show you something. It all depends on where these lines meet and what happened. This is the GFS map, courtesy of Tropical Tidbits. We're going to run it through. You know where the time stamp is. You can follow everything along. You see these snows that are forecast I was talking about today through Monday and Tuesday as they're moving on across. And I told you 4 inches or less, a lot of little showers and fluffy snow, but I don't see a big accumulation at this time. We do have rain that's going to develop, though, right along now. By late Monday night, early Tuesday morning, this cold air is going to sink, and you can see where the ice is going to start to form up in these areas. Down here, we still have red dotted lines, which I've told you a million times means warmer air. Warmer air. Wherever you see the blue, that's that cold air sneaking down. Where the red is, that's warmer air. But we're going to move on through. We've got that system out. We got another one Still not a big system that's made up by the 11th, but it's going to be bringing some light snow to areas along with a lot of rain. And by the time we get to the 13th, you can see this is the system I was talking about earlier in the week. It's moved farther to the east, like I was talking about a while ago. Folks, all this stuff the jet stream has a big play in where these things go, okay? Looks like it's going to get pushed further to the east. And then, aha, and you see, here we have some red lines. We should be warmer. But we have this boundary line right up here. So it all depends on how fast it goes. The European model has it going slower than the GFS model. But this is the 12th, and we're going to move up to the 13th. And that just looks plain nasty for parts of northern Georgia, South Carolina, parts of North Carolina. That looks just plain nasty on the 12th. And here's the 13th, looking like snow's going up into parts of Virginia. Ice, 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 ice. What's going to happen? We got this system here coming in off the west coast, but this is around the 13th. I don't think all of this will be ice. Some of it could. Let's go check the temperatures out. Now, this is Fahrenheit temperatures, folks. Fahrenheit. This is not wind chill. You can see this is on the 7th. We're going to click on up and get to the 13th. You can see it's warmer down south, but we got that bitter cold coming down out of Canada. By the 10th. North South Dakota, Minnesota. This is Fahrenheit temperatures. Minnesota, parts of Minnesota, -8 and 9. But we want to get up to the 13th. Now we're to the 12th. You can see the warm is still down around North and South Carolina. But we're going to get a little sneaky thing pop up. You see here where we get this cold air around the 13th. Sneak in the low 30s and upper 20s. And this is where this line is going to be. And that is why we do have a chance, if you're in this area, of that ice, sleet, maybe a snow, maybe rain, just a whole mixed bag of everything that could come into these areas. But we're back now at the GFS model, and like I say, the European model is showing this also. It's just slower. It's like hours behind the GFS model, but they're both showing this, so it will happen. So everybody needs to pay attention. As we move through the day of the 13th on Friday, it turns to rain for the most part, with a little bit of ice going up into Pennsylvania, and you can see this low here now is moving off the coast. I hate to go much further than this. This is kind of far out, but I will click it on through and let you see we have more systems coming in from the west. We have lots of rain over on the east coast, and these things could change, folks. They could change drastically, okay? So we've got to keep our eyes on them, make sure everybody knows what's happening. As here another one blows through on the 19th, bringing snow back up to Minnesota and parts of Wisconsin. We got another one coming in off the west coast around the 19th, bringing snow and rain to parts of Washington State and Oregon and parts of Idaho. And this is going to go all the way up, not quite to Christmas. Here we go, the 23rd. So this is what it's looking like as of now. By the time tonight rolls around, it may have changed if some of these systems have slowed up or sped up. But I wanted to show you this so you'd be aware of what's going on. Love you guys. Have yourself a great weekend, a safe weekend, and a blessed weekend. Stay warm if you're in the cold. If you're where it's a little bit warmer, enjoy your day and stay dry until the rain gets here, because it's going to start in a lot of places, as I've showed you, up and down the eastern seaboard before the weekend is over. Peace, love, and kindness to all. Please share this information with your family and friends. Don't forget to comment, like, all that good stuff, and subscribe that you do for me. Have yourself a great weekend. Love you all. Thanks so much for watching.